So this is Video Games New York. This is the manager, Dan, is it?
That's me, the manager, Dan.
Can you tell us a little bit about the place?
We are Video Games New York. You know, we're one of the largest and oldest retro and independent game stores in the city. We've been around nearly 10 years in this location and under this name. Our goal is pretty simple, it's to carry everything from the history of console video games. From the beginning, the very first Odyssey, to the latest and greatest from anywhere in the world. We've built a pretty strong community around it. We sponsor a lot of community events, a lot of community parties, a lot of schools. We do buy-in programs to help them start game clubs. So it's just us being here trying to support what's left of the non-commercial gaming industry.
Perfect. So we're just going to take a little tour around here. So we have a bunch of different GameCube and Wii controllers there. This is all new and used 360?
All used down there.
All used down there. We have PS4, Xbox One.
The store has kind of a flow to it. As you progress, it gets older and older.
PS3. Now, a ton of amiibos and accessories up here. A rare Mario 1. Plenty of old consoles in here. Famicom. Genesis Model 3. Xbox 360. Plenty of accessories up here. PSP games. We got the Xenoblade Chronicles, Pandora's Tower Special Edition, The Last Story Special Edition. Plenty of GameCube stuff in here. Some DK bongos. Some import DS games and some imported PSP games. Big selection of PlayStation Vita, imported PS3 games, bunch of the Yakuza games up there, 3DS games. Hey, you guys make custom arcade sticks, don't you?
We do. We're one of the few companies able to be direct with Sanwa and Sumitsu in the United States. We carry pretty much most of the companies, Hori being the more popular, Medcats and Kwamba, as well as the actual parts to customize them, and even parts to make your own if you so wish to.
Neat. Some DS games. Are those imported 3DS systems?
Yep.
Yeah. DS games. And plenty of box Genesis games. Some 32X. Bunch of Super Famicom games. Retro port cards. Plenty of NES games. This is all overstock down here. Sega CD, Sega Saturn, PlayStation 1. Some old Nintendo Power magazines. Just hundreds of PS2 games all over. And we have some PS1. Some Dreamcast games. Lots of repros. Some Xbox games. Original Xbox. More PS2 games. These appear to be new PS2 games. Some of the boxed collections there. And now we have a ton of Nintendo 64 games. Transfer pack. Some imported games. And plenty of PSP games. And imported PS2 games. Around here we have Game Boy Advance games. Plenty of those. Looks like some more Game Boy Color and original Game Boy games. Old Neo Geo. The FM Towns Marty. Look at the size of those cartridges. Some import Sega Saturn games. A copy of Biohazard for the Sega Saturn, the best version there is of that game. More books. 20th anniversary PlayStation. A test. I don't know if you can see it because of the reflection. A test PS2 system. Books. Super Famicom disc drive in there. Famicom disc drive, or Twin Famicom. Does both. There's a Famicom disc drive in there. Atari Lynx. These here on the bottom are some NES flasks. More books. There's a Rob. Wave to the people, Rob. There's, I think that's a test version of a Glover. Even though this cartridge is really tall. Signed by Miyamoto. 3DS. EJ Inafune signed. Mega Man 2. Some not for sale demo cartridges. Turtles in Time, Yoshi's Island. There's a Power Glove. It's so bad. We have a bunch of Game Gear games in there. A bunch of loose ones. Some Nintendo Power stuff. There's a Panasonic Q. That thing's really neat. It's a GameCube with a DVD player. Some old handhelds. Virtual Boy in there. Then we have a bunch of Saturn and Sega CD. Panzer Dragoon. Knights. 3D controller. Some Genesis games. Boxed ones. Some 32X. Some old Sega Master System stuff. Some boxed NES games. A bunch of loose cartridges. Super Nintendo. Some boxed Super Nintendo. The Super Multi-Tap there to play some Bomberman. Super Game Boys. In the box. More accessories up here. Dance pads. The Taito drum kits. Light guns. Some more Xbox games. More box stuff. Dreamcast. Boxed N64 games. As you guys can see, this place is huge and absolutely awesome. I think that just about concludes the tour. I'm going to take a step outside here and show you guys the outside.
She was like, Sam.
This here is Video Games New York. They used to have a Mario out here, a statue of him, but someone stole him. So he's gone. They haven't received him back for quite some time. Anyways, that was my trip to Video Games New York. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.